Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. I bring you an actor, not one, but two projects, Games of Thrones and the new movie called Testament of Youth, Kit Harrington. Let's get the 800-pound gorilla out of the way first. The new season of Game of Thrones. 900 pounds, it's a heavy gorilla.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is about to start worldwide.
Yeah.
What can you let us know about the arc of Jon Snow without giving away too much because they want you to watch?
I think what's really interesting this season is he becomes a politician. He really has to step into a leading position politically, not just on the battlefield. There's a certain battlefield sequence this year which I think is unlike anything ever seen on TV, and is going to blow people's minds, really. So stick with it for that one. And he's in the most danger he's ever been. He just may not know it quite as he has done in the past.
When you talk about battlefield, switching to his movie, Testament of Youth, which is actually based on a real book about World War I, different type of battlefield.
Yeah.
So is there a different mentality for you?
There was definitely more of a somber mentality with Testament of Youth being based on such a period of history, and us wanting to kind of bring real life characters and do them justice, and there was that weight of responsibility that came with Testament of Youth, and obviously in researching and looking at the book and the letters written, it brought everyone's mood into a very serious place. Thrones can be quite fun because it's fictional. It can have some really dark moments, but I think that was the major difference between the two. Is you're doing a film about the First World War and about how many people died and the effect it had on people. It's going to have a certain impact on your mentality.
But there is a romanticism to the story, especially with your character and with his relationship to Vera. And I was wondering, when you see this, you'll understand he is a poet really at heart. What is your own relationship to poetry? Some people don't get it and some people are totally absorbed by it.
I love poetry. I think unfortunately it's somewhat of a dying art form compared to when this movie is set, when it was, the poets were like the celebrities of the time. You know, I think it's sad that we don't really follow poetry like we did, maybe. I also think that music has taken over that. Lyrics and music have become the new poetry. I am a terrible poet myself, but I write. I love the short form of it. I love writing, and I love being able to express my thoughts and emotions in a 3-stanza poem. So yeah, that was one of the things that attracted me to the role, was playing Orlin, who had that same love.
And just a last quick question for you. When you play a time period piece, I mean, Game of Thrones is actually time period, but there's a little more liberty to it. Is there a different mannerism of that period of the early 1900s, the way you stand, the way you talk? There seemed to be a calmness about everybody. Like today, we're all rushed.
I think that was sort of the way it was shot, in a way. It was quite dreamlike, the way it was shot. Snippets of her memory and imagination. I think, actually, weirdly, as far as acting goes, filming Testament of Youth was far more liberating than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones can be quite stiff. It's very regimented. It has its way of doing things now, and it has its camera setups which take a long time, and you have all of the effects behind you which you have to be on point when it starts. This, the camera was moving around us. It was trying to capture the performance rather than everything else as well as us. So weirdly, I found Testament of Youth far more less stifling in a way.
Well, congratulations. It's actually a terrific movie. Can't wait for the show. And when you see the movie, he doesn't have the beard, so he's going to look a little different. So just be prepared for that. Kit Harrington, thank you. This is Scott Orlin. Until next time.